One More Turn. Episode 612. Abort.
Well, this is a pretzel plot twist out of left field.
Whatever you, I, or anyone else thinks, Riley, my family system of being is what it is.
A type of caste system by the sounds of it, where I find myself suddenly at its head.
Oh, great. Now Brother of Riley can really be a cult. Thank you, Carson.
This choice that was made before, the one you've been following, you've been working to drive all of those connected to the Doe contract out of town one way or another.
Our roots are in media, currying the court of public opinion, at odds with the court of law. It should come to no surprise that Avery approached Bella, a trained lawyer, to partner with her, one with a long, adversarial, and convoluted relationship with the three of you.
So, Pedro seeing Bella romantically, stepping out on his wife, was part of your plan? Put him up to it?
He has been a long, close friend to our family, but no, seeing Bella was his idea, with our knowledge and blessing.
Some of us, anyway.
Does that make the rejected choice to not, pursue Doe contract participants at all?
Essentially, effectively, that is correct.
Fallout from the Doe contract had all but settled, started to collect dust, when you picked it up, brushed it off, and started running with it. Why?
Acme Smith was poised to sue One More Turn Solutions and Fortuna Works over Doe terms. The only thing better than fighting acts of court of law is going with them when they suit your needs. But we all know when and how that went by the wayside.
When Bella and Hudson convinced their board of directors not to sue One More Turn.
For starters.
At one point, Carson said he would sell One More Turn Solutions if he lost to Bella in a competitive multiplayer match. Even though Max ended up playing in his place, and Pedro played instead of Bella, Carson never rescinded the offer.
That would have satisfied our agenda.
But Acme Smith only found out about that offer through Gary, and as Carson's lawyer, that knowledge was privileged, which means they couldn't compel Gary to testify to that offer.
That was unfortunate.
Just as Acme Smith hiring Bella and I must have been.
Indeed.
But then Carson gave Bella and Hudson enough information to make Acme Smith's legal action against them more than circumstantial. That would have, suited you.
God. No mas.
Come on! How often do I get the funny lines around here?
Having Bella and Hudson depart from Acme Smith afterwards was even better, allowing Pedro to leverage his existing relationship with the company to replace Hudson. Amusingly, it was Avery that recommended and introduced him to Acme Smith.
You didn't have anything to do with Bella trying to get rehired at Acme Smith by pushing to be a lawyer there, though, right? That was all her inflated sense of self-worth?
That is accurate.
While Pedro did try to get Acme Smith to, in fact, rehire her, he and I felt we could keep better tabs on Bella if that happened. Perhaps even influence her decision-making, but that didn't materialize. Pedro didn't have any hiring power there, and he still doesn't.
So you have kept working and reworking to punish those of us involved with the Doe contract through the media as attempt after attempt for legal recourse fell through. To this point, Carson's left, Gary now too, and Riley sold Fortuna Works. From where I'm standing, your efforts have been making headway. Why the halt?
Haven't you been listening, Bae? You're the newly discovered, elder. And the elder has to decide on the course of action.
But it's like he was getting at with the delay over Doe, Riley. It's been like a year since you came and introduced Hudson and Caden, and, Caden knew then that Hudson was related to Reese because, he's related to Reese, and how Hudson's age would impact the family.
I knew Reese would be in no hurry to point out Hudson's existence and significance to anyone in our family. Meanwhile, I felt compelled to assess him through personal interaction, observed over time, as to his suitability for being told of this position he concedes.
And he passed?
No, Reese failed to remain the suitable alternative.
Well, that's a hollow victory.
A victory is a victory.
From our talk at the bumps, I knew you had to become a better person.
I believe you're about to find yourself disappointed in reaching that conclusion.
Okay, what's that supposed to mean?
Take your pick.
You've reached your decision then?
Yes, I accept your offer. From what I've gathered, I'm replacing you as head of the family.
You are, but I am second and the known entity. You'll need my support to lead us.
Oh, we'll see about that. My first, only, and last act is one and the same.
If intrigue were a color, I would be wearing it.
This system of governance, for lack of a better term, is over. Finished. I didn't care for the sound of it, and neither did Caden.
You haven't begun to know Caden long enough to make that determination.
Perhaps not, but what I do know is that he did not approve of the direction you chose.
How's that then?
Well, when you think about it, it's clear. He stepped in to ensure that you would be replaced.
And reluctantly, Reese may still be right. Your other cousins may not be as keen as you to dismantle their way of life.
Oh, well, you have plenty of experience in that department, Riley. Perhaps you could guide them.
Perhaps you could shove...
I will fight you on this. Any of you. All of you.
Of that, I have no doubt. We'll see how you handle having your life meddled with, having meddled in that of others for so long. This summit is concluded.
What do you suppose she meant by the threat that Avery and Bella pose?
I don't know. But even if I did, I wouldn't share that with you. Either of you.
Hey, now, distance yourself from me if you want, but just don't make it because of my association with your brother.
Which one?
Any of them. Both of them.
You two do realize that I have effectively sided with you both over Doe.
Re mi sola fati whoop-de frickin' do. However you reason it, you did so to benefit you.
Of course it benefits me, but not just me, and certainly not at the expense of either of you.
Ah, crap, he does have a point.
Oh, he always has a point.
Like I told you when I started working with Carson, I'm making an effort to be civil.
Still just an effort? Not part of your nature? Not even your nurture yet?
You three seem very accustomed to your banter once again. I believe I've shown all of you that despite my divided attention, I do not share Reese's zeal for bringing you down over the Doe contract or anything else. Where do I fit now in all of this now?
One More Turn. Written and created by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Edited by Dark Cloud and Michael Ubermakla Bryant. Directed and produced by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Characters in order of appearance. Riley, voiced by Stephanie Makalua. Caden, voiced by Ernie, Darkest Onion. Hudson, voiced by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Reese, voiced by Ayla Kalena Rades. Caleb, voiced by Michael Ubermakla Bryant. Sounds courtesy of freesound.org. Music by Kevin MacLeod. Voiceover by Steve, Warning You to Warner. Visit the One More Turn website at onemoreturn.net. Copyright Civilized Communications at civcom.net. On the next episode of One More Turn...
You say you came up with a plan to run by me. Why didn't you do that after Caleb dragged me here when I had a plan for him to consider? Between you two and their live-in grandmother, I hope you're more efficient with your offspring.